guys, it's Mel here from Mel's Mediumship, here to share my passion for educating others and helping them on their spiritual path. Thanks for joining us today. Let's get started. I got a special guest today again, my brother Matt.
Hey guys.
We are on video number 2 of our series about the clairs, the 4 clairs that we're covering. Today we're going to talk about clairaudience, which stands for clear hearing. So, I will probably do most of the talking in this one.
Yeah, I don't have this one.
Yeah. Okay, so clairaudience is the ability to hear spirit and the spirit world and things from the spirit world.
Okay, I'll be the question guy then.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you actually hear them as in, hey Melissa?
Once in a while. Again, just like clairvoyance, it's mostly in your head. And it's super hard to trust this gift. For me, it was anyway, because it feels like you're talking to yourself. And a lot of the time you are, but a lot of the time you are not. You're channeling a message from spirit inside your head. Okay, follow me here, you guys. And so you're kind of talking to yourself, but you're really talking to spirit and working things out with the spirit.
Okay, all right, now hold on now. Because I actually do that a lot.
Right.
I'll be sitting in my house and I kind of feel like a crazy person because I just start talking as if I'm talking to somebody, and it's just kind of me working something out in my head. Mm-hmm. Is that, yeah? Okay, maybe I do.
Most of the messages you get from spirit are going to be telepathic, so they're going to be in your head. So it's very, very, very hard at first to tell the difference between your thoughts and spirit thoughts.
Makes sense, they're in your head.
It's very confusing until you start, like I said, if it sounds ridiculous to you and you're like, gosh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's usually a spirit message. I mean, absolutely, people do talk to themselves anyway, and that's just how our brains work things out.
Admit it.
That's how our brains work things out. I mean, we go over things in our head. Like a lot of the time, though, you have a full-on conversation with yourself, but it's not really yourself. Somebody's helping you work that out. Another thing with clairaudience is sometimes you get these like great ideas where you're kind of like, where the heck did that idea come from? A lot of times that is spirit giving you an idea that you hear in your head. Now don't confuse that with claircognizance, where you have the clear knowing, which we'll talk about later. They're definitely 2 different things, but definitely can work together to help you get to where you need to be.
I feel like these 2 would be kind of very
synced.
Yeah,
definitely. And just to tell the difference too between the 2. So for me, it's a little easier now because clairaudient has always been my strongest. I've always been able to hear spirit, always. That was always my strongest. That was my first and biggest gift, always. And so it was easier when I connected the dots with being able to see and hear them at the same time, because then I knew for sure I was talking to a spirit and not just like making stuff up and like going nuts. You know, we do. Some symptoms or signs that you might be a clairaudient. You're more of a listener than a talker. You like to listen to the underlying messages that may be being said or shared, or you just know it. You can hear the reading between the lines.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that if you talk to plants and animals and you feel like
they actually hear you,
they get you, and you understand, you kind of, we shared a moment kind of thing.
Right.
Which sounds really stupid, so you don't ever tell anybody because it's plants and animals.
Everybody talks to their dog.
Right. But I talk to trees.
Okay.
And flowers. I'm more of a nature girl than an animal girl. I do feel that connection with animals also, but definitely more with the nature. I talk to nature a lot. I've always had a connection with nature. I don't love to be outside for various reasons, but I do feel a very strong connection with nature, always have. So you feel like you can receive telepathic information from somebody, and this is something that has always been a thing. Our cousin and I had a twin relationship, but we're cousins, and we were 12 years apart. Very, very close. We definitely had a telepathic relationship. We would pick up the phone to call the other one, and they'd already be on the phone. Like, they had just dialed us, but the phone hadn't rung yet. Like, kind of thing. It was crazy. It was crazy. She has passed on, so she's no longer here. in this plane with us, but definitely comes to see me sometimes. My husband, this happened just last night. I'll be walking away from him sort of, so I can't see him anymore, but he's in the next room or something. And I'll go, what? And he's like, I didn't say anything, dude. It happens all the time. And I'm like, I swear to goodness, I just heard your voice come from out of that room. And he's like, ah, man, I didn't even make any noise. Like, I didn't clear my throat. I didn't do anything. I'm just standing here. So this happens a lot in our house. And he just laughs now. And he's like, I didn't say anything. And it's always just a noise. Like, it's never like, I'm not like reading his mind or anything, but it's always just, I hear his voice and I'm like, what? And he's like, dude, no, nothing. I didn't say anything. I actually heard his voice. Like, I swear, I would have sworn he was like, or something. You know, that's kind of what I hear. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, I've had one really strong experience with this. It was just after a family member had passed. Not one of ours, but somebody that I know. And I was sitting in my car, and I swear somebody was right behind me and they said, Matt. They whispered my name right behind my ear, and it was so real where I was like, holy crap, somebody's in my car. It was so real, freaked me out. I immediately called my sister and I was like, yo, what is this? What is happening right here? And she's like, oh yeah, you should take some time, clear your mind, connect with this person. They obviously really want to talk to you. And that was
you got a good message from that.
I did.
He did it, and he got a really good message from it.
Absolutely.
So, that happens to me once in a while. It's not as often, but I do get that a lot. And a lot of times it's in my bed, just because that's when you're relaxed and more open, and you're just kind of laying there like chilling, and that's when it's easier for them to cross the veil and get a hold of you. I have a few that have showed up in my room. You had the same experience with the same guy, I think. Came and was like, hey, or whatever. And
like all in your face?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that I actually heard out loud too, and I was like, are you kidding me?
What's going on? Come on. Not that way.
And then pretty much sounded like you went to his house and did the same exact thing. And I was like, well, it's good that we can validate each other's experience, but I mean, that was kind of a douche move of you, Mr. Spirit. So.
That ever happens to you? Just be like, yo, hey, for
Not
real.
nice.
Not cool. You want to contact me? Do it a different way. That's not the way to do it. All you're doing, shutting me down.
Well, all I heard, no, he was just being a turd. Because I definitely heard him giggling when he left.
Oh, really?
And I was like,
oh, what a jerk.
nah, you're just being a douche. And then he did the same thing to him, only a little. He razzed you a little bit more than he did me.
He probably all up in my face. He was like, hey!
Yeah, well, that's what he did to me too, but then he left right away. He didn't leave right away.
No, he kept hanging around.
With you, yeah. For me, he did that and then left. Apparently, he was coming to your house.
I wonder who that was.
I don't know. I did ask for them to come back and be like, yeah, you think you're funny? You need to come over here and say that to my face. Like, that's kind of what I was doing. But yeah, he never came back. Another thing is you give profoundly good advice, and everybody comes to you for advice. When they're having a crisis or something, they call you right away. You're like the first person they call. That happens to me all the time.
Sounds to me like you're a channel.
Right, kind of, but it's more, yeah, it is that, because you can hear the spirit and the messages kind of flow through you even though you don't really know you're doing it. You just say something and you're like, huh.
That was profound.
Wow. Don't really know where it came from. Yeah, that's usually not you. Sorry to burst your bubble. Yeah. So when you first start to open up to your clairaudience, you'll hear buzzing in your ear or a ringing sound, or like when your ears are ringing, that noise can get really intense, like in one side or the other, or both. Right. You can hear popping sounds, kind of like staticky radio. You can hear like popping and then maybe like a voice in there somewhere, and then just more like, kind of stuff. At first it's real spotty. It's not clear as day right away. And then you can start paying attention to that more and see if you feel anything when you hear that, like if you feel any weird sensations or like spirit might be around, kind of thing. Yeah, so it takes practice to get to the voices, because at first it's just noise that other people don't hear.
It's like a muscle.
Basically, all of these senses are. So use it or lose it, folks. That's basically clairaudience and how it manifests. Just a general overview. If you have any questions, you can definitely do research online. Make sure you find credible sources. If you have questions, you can comment below. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, in my About section on the channel, I do have an email. You can reach out to that, and I will get back with you guys. It's not as scary as it sounds. You're not crazy.
Not crazy.
Anyway, so definitely, yeah, go with it. Learn about it. Start practicing it. It gets easier. Your confidence will grow, which makes it even easier.
Definitely.
So you just have to practice, you guys. It's just like anything else. Learning something new always takes practice. So definitely. Clairaudience. It's awesome. It's very convenient. I don't have to use any pendulums or, you know, anything. Any kind of dowsing rods or anything like that to get a message, you know, any of the spirit boxes or any of that stuff that the ghost hunters use. I don't have to do that because I can just be like, yeah, what do you need? Like, yes.
Speak to me.
So, anyway, you guys, thanks for watching today. Keep being a spirit friend, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.